Hello there, and welcome. Today, we're going to get into one of the most fundamental skills in modern seafaring, planning a route. And as our expert Captain Cruven says, this isn't just some technical task you check off a list. It's a core professional duty. It's really the bedrock of a safe voyage. So let's dive right in.
So let me start with a question for you. How do you park a 200,000-ton ship? I mean, think about it. Guiding a vessel that's basically a floating skyscraper into a crowded port. It seems like it would be the hardest part of the job, right?
But here's the thing, the real challenge, the hardest part, happens long before that ship ever gets near its final parking spot. The unbelievable complexity and responsibility is in planning the thousands of miles of open ocean that come first. That journey requires a near-perfect plan. And the main tool for that job is this, the ECDIS. You can think of it as an intelligent co-pilot for any modern mariner. It's what turns a vast blank map into a safe, calculated, and reliable passage. You could say it's the real hero of this story. Okay, so where does it all begin? How do you go from a completely blank digital map to a safe, actionable route? Let's get into how a navigator actually lays down that first line across the sea. Well, on the surface, it looks almost ridiculously simple, kind of like you're just drawing a line in a graphics program. You name your route, you click to drop your first point, your first waypoint, then you click again for the next, and so on. You're just connecting the dots. A final right click, and boom, you've got a route. Easy, right? Well, not so fast. And this is what it's all about. Behind every single one of those simple clicks is a massive amount of professional judgment. Like Captain Cruven says, it's so much more than just clicking and dropping. Each one of those points represents a critical decision. For every single waypoint, a professional is running this mental checklist. Does it make sense to change course here? Is this spot well clear of any known dangers? Am I zoomed in close enough to actually see the important details? Is my display set to show me everything? Because missing just one of those things could be a huge problem down the line. So that first line of clicks is really just a rough draft. Now we get to the meticulous work, the refining of that path with absolute precision for every single leg of the journey. And of course, the navigator has all the tools they need to do this. You can just click and drag a waypoint to give a potential hazard a much wider berth. You can pop in a new waypoint to make a turn a little smoother, or you can just get rid of one that's unnecessary. It's all about that process of fine-tuning. And this brings us to a really key decision. What kind of line are you drawing between those points? Are you using a rhumb line, which is simple, straightforward, and easy to steer? Or, especially for a long trip across an ocean, do you go for a great circle route? That's actually the shortest possible distance on our round planet, and it can save a ton of time and fuel. Okay, let's talk about something that is absolutely crucial. It's called XTD, or cross-track distance. The best way to think about it is as a digital safety corridor that you, the navigator, build around your entire route. It's basically your safety margin. And the purpose of this corridor is dead simple. If for any reason the ship drifts and touches the edge of this invisible boundary, an alarm goes off instantly. It's your automated safety net, and it's watching over you for the entire voyage. So, we've planned the route, we've refined it, we've even built our digital safety corridor. And now we get to what is, without a doubt, the single most important moment in this entire process, the safety check. This is where human skill meets the machine's raw power. And I really can't stress this enough. This is not optional. It's not a suggestion. This step is completely and totally mandatory. There are no exceptions. So what is the ECDIS actually doing here? Well, it's scanning every single inch of your planned route and that safety corridor against the entire chart database. It's looking for anything and everything. Will you cross water that's too shallow? Will you get too close to a shipwreck? Are you about to wander into a restricted area? It is checking for all of it. And if it finds anything wrong, you get a clear, unmistakable warning like this one. A message like, route crosses safety contour. Is the system basically yelling at you, stop, the path you've drawn is unsafe, go back and fix it. It's a call to action you simply cannot ignore. And, this really gets to the heart of it all. This whole process, from the first click to the final check, it's so much more than a technical procedure. It's a direct reflection of a mariner's professionalism. And Captain Cruven puts it in the clearest possible terms. Sailing on a route that hasn't passed this automated check isn't just a bad idea or poor seamanship, it's a serious violation of international maritime safety law. The stakes are just that high. And that's exactly why the true process isn't a straight line. It's a loop. You plan your route, you check it, the system finds hazards, you go back and edit the route to avoid them. And then, this is the crucial part, you check the entire route all over again. You stay in this loop until the system gives you 0 warnings. Only then is your plan truly complete.
So when you boil it all down, this is the real takeaway. That diligent, patient, sometimes painstaking process of planning, checking, and rechecking, that is the ultimate sign of a mariner's professionalism. It's the invisible work that makes every safe voyage possible.
Which leaves us with a pretty interesting question to chew on. The ECDIS is an incredibly powerful piece of automation, for sure, but it's totally useless without the mariner's diligence to use it correctly. So in a world that's becoming more and more automated, maybe this is where human responsibility matters most, in that critical partnership between our own judgment and the tools we create.